Good morning. I'm in the spotlight because we have sun. We have sun. We have a sunny day. Thank God. Let me show you this glorious tree. It's a eucalyptus tree. It's a gum tree from Australia. I don't know why they have so many eucalyptus trees here in Italy, but they do. I thought they were native to Australia. If anybody knows the answer to that mystery riddle, please tell me. Is it native here as well? Nobody seems to know. Anyway, they're my favourite trees in this Terme botanical garden. So pretty, huh? So, I'm not here to talk about pretty trees. I am here, hi, good morning. I am here to talk about when change feels freaking awful, right? And why it feels awful and what needs to happen for it not to feel so awful. I am going to preface this by saying change just generally can feel pretty awful. Like, it's just the nature of the thing. It's discomfort. It's, if you want to move to a new level, it's not pretty. Like, if anyone out there is expecting to go to a new level, to get something they've never had before, to create something they've never seen before, and it to feel like great, that's, I mean, you're probably setting yourself up for disappointment because change is uncomfortable. It's the nature of the beast. When we ask for something new to happen in our lives and we start creating something new, oh, the fountain's on this morning. Uncomfortable stuff does happen because new things are generally uncomfortable, and letting go of old things, especially, look, we've got a fountain this morning. Everything's happening. Old things that used to be really comfortable, letting go of those can be a little bit hard. There are some times where you go, yes, I'm going to do this thing, and it feels easy, but I can't think of any examples, so that might be a lie. Anyway, this is not to deflate your boat. That's a new saying I'm making up today. What I want to do today is tell you why it's hard and how you can kind of handle it, because what I see happening often, and what I can be tempted to do sometimes, is when I've asked for change, there is literally a tractor coming behind me. Can you see that? It's a very active morning here at the Terme. I can be tempted to let go of the change that I'm making because it starts to feel icky and hard, and then I can question whether the change I've asked for is really the thing that I want. And some of you might relate to this. Like, you've said, okay, I want to start earning money in my business. Can we get away from this tractor? Is it literally chasing me? It's chasing me. Say hi if you're here while I run away from a very slow tractor. Guys, we are live. Say hi to me so I can wave you. Okay, it's nearly gone. It's nearly gone. And it's made me lose my train of thought. Okay, change being hard. If you've asked for, now you want to get paid in your business and you've been trying to make that happen for a long time, or maybe you're just starting a business, or maybe you've just realized that you want something slightly more from your life than is currently being offered. And so you start looking at things in a different way, and you start making different decisions, and you start taking steps in the direction of what you want. And it can feel really uncomfortable. And I've seen so many people take these amazing steps and make amazing progress, right? You'll see yourself in this. You start making amazing progress and you think, fuck, this thing is really, really possible. Oh my God. And then something happens. And this is like outside of the test. We've spoken about the test. Outside of the test, but like something happens where it's like, okay, maybe not. Maybe, oh, this doesn't really feel good. Like, this doesn't feel like the shiny posts on Facebook and Instagram saying, oh my God, I made my first 10K. Oh wow, I'm so happy. Sometimes getting what you want feels really, really weird. I know when I broke the Guinness World Record, guys, that was the hardest goal I've ever set myself. Literally, well, I don't know, giving birth was a challenge. But not as long. It took me 2 months to ride that rickshaw on my own in like a completely inaccessible place on a road full of trucks. It was super, super dangerous, full of like deadly animals everywhere in the middle of summer, bushfires. Like, it was really hard, like a real test of physical endurance. And I'm not really that physical a person. And at the end of it, you would think that after riding for 2 months to get to a destination and breaking a world record, like becoming the best in the world, I would get there going, fuck yeah, I'm awesome. I actually didn't. I got a little bit depressed. I was like, okay, hi, I'm here. I didn't feel good. Like the news cameras were there and I was like, oh God. I didn't feel super good about it. I didn't feel good about it for a long time. Now I'm really happy about it, but it's still not that kind of like, yes, I'm the king of the world, like Jack on the front of the boat in Titanic feeling. Jack and Rose. So why is that? And why does change feel so freaking weird? And why can that make us give up? Okay, this is coming up because of a conversation that I had with a client yesterday, like most of my lives come out of, where, you know, up leveling, going for some travel and then coming home. Actually, a few of my clients have this experience at the moment, coming home and realizing your life is just not what you want it to be. And the reason for that, right? The reason that things sometimes feel like a letdown and sometimes feel like a letdown when you achieve things and sometimes just feel really uncomfortable is because you have made a quantum leap. So there's a difference between where you go mentally, physically, energetically, spiritually, whatever you want to call it, and your body coming along for the ride, like your physical experience matching what you've decided you're now having. So we're talking about this in Borderless and Booked Out, creating your ideal version of you, who you would be in the future and being that person now. That's how to get what you want right now, right? So what can happen is if you're not conscious of taking your body with you, or you're not conscious of like that uncomfortable physical process that has to happen, then you can leap ahead. You can make leap years. You can quantum leap ahead to where you want to be. So within a day, like within the time that I'm doing this live, if you've decided that you're now the person who makes a consistent income, hi Maria Teresa, hi. You're now the person who, oh, I can wave you. You're now the person who makes a consistent income from doing what you love. You're now the person who buys whatever the fuck she wants, who wears whatever the hell she wants, who says whatever the hell she wants, and who has amazing clients and who has everything, right? You've made that mental decision and you've gone there. You're the woman who travels the world and you've gotten on a plane and you know you're that person now. You've made that decision. You can make that decision in a split second. And when you make that decision, everything starts to change. The problem is, in the physical space, not everything can keep up with how quickly you can change on other levels, right? So the harder you're working, when you're really working on yourself, hi sidekick, when you're really working on yourself, you can make this huge quantum leap into being this new person. Like, I earn this much now, and you can get paid like this. This is why the online space is really interesting, because it's not a physical space. It's not real. You can't touch it, you can't feel it. So you can make quantum leaps in the physical space the way that you can in your mind and your identity. Now, if you're making those leaps and then your physical world is not moving as fast as that part of you, then you can come home to your house and you'll be like, this is not where the future me lives. Basically what's happened is your present circumstances have become your past because you have leapt ahead. Your income has leapt ahead, your business has leapt ahead, who you are has leapt ahead, but you're still living in the physical, in that same space. And that's really, 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 really frustrating. So what can you do about that? Tell me if this is resonating with you, because it's basically like you've got one foot in and one foot out. Like you're part in your future and part in your past. And it's really hard to live like that. And the only thing you can do, right, is to bring the physical with you. Hi, little guy. Oh, you're awake. You have to bring the physical with you. So, what can you do for that? Hey, little guy. He wants to talk to you all. You need community. You need community who understand this experience, because if you're doing something unusual like working online and you're trying to create like money that people have never heard of in hard working jobs, you want to escape, then it can be really hard because you can't go home and talk to your partner about hey, I can do this thing now and I can do that thing and I have these kind of clients, and oh my God, it's amazing, because nobody wants to hear about it. So that's quite tough. And if you don't have, or they don't understand it, right? Like, I can't walk around here and tell people what I do. They don't get it. So what you need is a strong community. And if you don't have that, if you don't have people who understand what you do, then this change can feel really, really uncomfortable, really awful, and really lonely. And if you're feeling lonely when you're working in an online space and you're starting to make all this amazing stuff happen, then it can be easy to give up, because community is the biggest driver that we have as human beings. We want to be connected to other people. And if we feel like these leaps that we're making take us away from community, like take away our connection to other human beings, then of course we're going to want to give it up. Of course it's going to feel bad, right? Because we're going against our nature. So it's so important. I hope this is making sense. It's so important to make sure that you have strong community. And by that, I mean people who are doing what you're doing, who are going through what you're going through, who have been through what you've been through, who are maybe a little bit further ahead of you, some people a little bit behind you, so you can give support to them. You know, you want people who get it, who freaking get it. Now, if you're going to have that in the physical, you have to make it online. You have to make that community online. You have to connect with people who get it. You have to post about the struggles that you're having, because otherwise what's going to happen is it's impossible to stay in this uncomfortable space. You can't be 1 foot in and 1 foot out. It won't work like that. You'll either go forward or go backwards. And by that, I mean, you'll either decide not to work in the online space and like, you don't want to do this anymore, and you'll go back, or you'll just go, fuck it, I'm going to do this all on my own, and you'll end up burning out. You have to have community. You just have to have great people around you. You have to have a Facebook feed filled with amazing people doing what you want to do, so that you know this is freaking possible. It has to feel possible to take your body with you. And then you have to do a whole bunch of self-care and like just kind of accept that it might take a little while to move to the new place you want to move to. It might take a little while for your bank account to reflect the changes that you're making, so that you can get on a plane and never come back. Whatever it is that you want to do, build your house, whatever, you know. So getting community is the key thing. So I just want to talk to you about how you can create that kind of community. And this uncomfortable experience is a part of leadership. And I'm going to be talking a lot about leadership because it's a really important topic. And if you're in my community, you're working in an online space, you want to work in an online space, then you're a leader. Hate to break it to you. You can be an introvert and a leader, by the way, and I'm going to teach you what that's all about. But it's so important to have a community of leaders. And this is going to be one of the core subjects on my Tuscany retreat in 2019. The waitlist is open right now. And I'm going to send you out info this week so that you people can start booking. And I know that there's a waitlist hungry to get there. So I'm going to skill you up in creating a leadership community, a community of leaders who are backing you so that you can do your best work in these uncomfortable growth periods. Don't feel so terrible and don't feel so difficult. And at the very least, you have someone to talk to. And at the most, you have people who tell you how they got through that. And you constantly have this positive reinforcement that you're worth it, you're capable, you are doing it, and that other people are proud of the progress you're making. If you don't have that in your real life, which I don't know anybody who does have it in real life, that the real support, like somebody who really gets it and they can tell everything too. So get on the wait list, long story short. In the meantime, get support. If you're feeling uncomfortable because you're making leaps in your personality, in your business, in your ideas, in your work online, but your life isn't yet reflecting what you really, really want, have some patience, lovely. Or don't have patience, actually. I don't even know why I said that. You don't need patience. Just like get it to change. Figure out what you need to make it I don't have patience. Figure out what you need to make it change and get on with it. But in the meantime, get community. There are so many amazing people in this group. Reach out to someone. Find someone to be an accountability partner. Find someone to be your business BFF. Find someone to chat with once a month. find someone. It can be me. Like, find someone, because it is uncomfortable. It isn't always easy. Our best accomplishments don't always feel like we're on top of the world. It's just a fact. But are we still doing them? Are we still moving forward? Are we still going to fucking get what we want? Yeah. And at some point, when we get really comfortable with that kind of change and we know what it feels like, then it starts to feel really good. And that's where a community can help. So, ciao, Maria Teresa. I'm going to go take this little guy home. And let me know what you think of this. Are you finding the change, the move into the new version of you, the version of you who gets everything she freaking wants? Are you finding that a little bit uncomfortable? What are the symptoms of that discomfort that you're having? Are you annoyed with where you're living? Are you disappointed with the job you're doing? Are you finding it difficult to work with shitty clients now? Like, what's happening to you as this change is going on? I want to hear about it. They've all happened to me. All of it has happened to me. All of it. And it still happens to me. What happens is I'm so much better now at recognizing what that is, and it just, like, it doesn't touch me anymore. So that's how community helped me, and I'm going to help you the same way. Get on the Tuscany wait list, and I'll see you soon. Ciao.